Now, this is what Neville said in terms of shifting inside the 4D, shifting inside of the fourth dimension, aka your imagination, so that then automatically your manifestation happens. As soon as man assumes the feeling of his wish fulfilled, his fourth dimensional self finds ways for the attainment of his end, discovers methods for its realization, right? So you clearly hear that, our fourth dimensional self, our imaginative self, our higher self, consciousness, right, on another dimension, not on this rational, 3D level, so to speak, but on a way deeper level. Through that level, there will be ways of the attainment, right? There will be methods for the realization of our desire. It's not that we work out the way. It's not that we work out the bridge. No, we assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, right? We shift inside of the fourth dimension, and I will speak more about this in just a second, and then the manifestation happens through us, from that higher dimension, so to speak. And Neville said also this: I know of no clearer definition of the means by which we realize our desires than to experience in imagination, aka the fourth dimension, right? A level above senses, right? Where there is no time, where there is no space, everything just is available in the fourth dimension, right? There is no distance, there is no separation, no time. So he says that he knows of no clearer way and explanation to manifest a desire than to experience in imagination what we would experience in the flesh, in the 3D, if our desire is manifested. This experience of the end wields the means. So us selecting that new state, us shifting to that end state, us assuming that desired identity, that's enough. I know this sounds hard to accept for our rational mind, which always wants to do things, which is addicted to doership. But I tell you, life does not happen to you. Life does not happen on the outside. Life happens through you. It is expressed based on where you move within first. Right? This experience of the end. So that end state that you occupy, that wills the means. It carries all the right plots, the right dramas, the right actions from other people, your own actions. It includes everything. Right? It's like you put yourself within here in the end state. Externally, you are still here. And then that invisible end state, where you already stand within, will basically pull you towards it externally through the bridge that you go to. Things happen, you do this, you don't do this, you act on this, you meet this person, this happens. And then we humans like to tend to give credit to what happened on the outside, forgetting that we first moved somewhere within. With its larger outlook, the fourth dimensional self then constructs the means necessary to realize the accepted end. The undisciplined mind, right, finds it difficult to assume a state which is denied by the senses. And this is really what I see a lot going on in the community, right? People say that, okay, because my circumstances are right now, I have no proof. How can I believe it? I never experienced my desire. I have no reason to believe it. Therefore, we find it difficult to assume our desire now is done, right? Because we are so attached to the senses. We're so allured by the senses and by the outside appearances that we are completely overlooking our ability to also assume unseen images, to also dwell in the unseen reality, to also dwell in the fourth dimension, in our imagination, and dwell there on a certain identity, which is then going to be expressed, right? But you can't live only by sight. You can't live purely by sight, right? You should not ignore this world, but when your wish fulfilled, when your manifestation is denied by the senses, then you have two choices. You can either decide to live by sight, by what your eyes tell you, and you see, okay, it's not there yet, I'm not it, so I will never be it, and you stay in this loop of getting the same things over and over again. Or you say, wait a second, I acknowledge my circumstances are as they are right now. They are a reverberant mirror. Externally, I will be eventually always where I first place myself within, so it's okay if right now I can't see my wish fulfilled, but I can still assume that which is right now denied by my world. And by that, it will also be at some point accepted and seen by my outside world. So here it comes. We're actually performing the action in the fourth dimensional world, and we will reenact it in the future, here in the third dimensional world. The conditions, to change the conditions here in the 3 dimensions of space, we must first change them in the 4 dimensions of space. So there you basically got it, straight to the point. And if fourth dimensions of space, again, if that sounds too woo-ish, too far away to grasp, simply say your imagination. Because your imagination, in a sense, is fourth dimensional. Your imagination knows no time. You can close your eyes and right now you can be on the beach. That is very far away, and you don't need time to go there. You can be in the here and now. There's no separation needed. You can now be wherever you want to be at whatever time. That's the fourth dimension. And like Neville said, we're actually performing the action in our imagination, in our imaginative world, in our inner world, because that is going on inside of you. And then we will reenact it in what we call the future. What we call the future, like then it happened on the outside. Yeah, because that is, in this world, we think in time. We think in first this happens and then this. That's okay. But again, first we still need to actually experience the wish fulfilled in our inner world, in the here and now. And the 3D world is simply like the shadow of that. And simply like you showing you, look, that's what you've done inside. Look, that's where you've positioned yourself within. Look, that's what inside of yourself, in your imagination, you already gave yourself and you believe and assume to be true. Now here you see it. Now here you see that. Now here you see the circumstance corresponding to that. So in order to change conditions in our human life, right, in our life here, in this game of life, in this 3D world, we have to first change those conditions within. And then the external conditions will follow. We cannot change our external conditions in the external. We change our external conditions by shifting in the non-physical, by shifting in imagination, by shifting within, by realigning our internal world. And then those conditions that we accepted as true within, they will be reflected, expressed, pushed out, and they will harden into fact also in our circumstances around us. So I hope that gave you clarity, right? That you first need to experience your wish fulfilled in the 4D, and then it will basically drop down in the 3D. If you need any help with that, you want to dive deeper, you want to have a step-by-step program, you want to have my guidance, my community, all my resources, my step-by-step system, then you can join my program, right? You can simply click the link in the video description and check out my program, learn more about it and see if that suits you. And you can also check out my free masterclass if you want to get started. I look forward to your feedback, guys, on how you like that, if that made sense, and I speak to you in the next one. Bye, guys.